My name's Peter Traynor. I'm General Manager for the UK for Collette Worldwide Holidays, which is a subsidiary of Collette Vacations. Actually started in the industry as a student working on campsites in the south of France for companies like Sunsites, Canvas Holidays, and enjoyed the experience so much. When I graduated, I tried to see how I could recreate that. So I joined Cosmos Holidays as an overseas representative, thinking when I joined them I'd have one last summer overseas before getting a proper job. 21 years later, I left Cosmos Holidays, having had a very varied career. I'd worked in North Africa, Greece, Turkey, Spain, Portugal, and then eventually spent 7 years in Florida, and was a director of the company for my last 8 or 9 years there. After 21 years to the day, I'd left the company on very good terms. I decided it was time to do something else, and on such good terms that my son has just finished his second summer working at Cosmos whilst he's a student, so who knows where he'll end up in 20 odd years. I then worked for myself for about 3 years, a number of contracts for companies such as Saga Holidays, Beachcomber Tours. I did some work in consultancy for car hire, travel insurance, various things, because I wanted to do something different to what I've been doing at Cosmos. But eventually the lure of tour operating got me back. Then the opportunity at Collette came up, and it was such a great opportunity I couldn't resist it. Collette Vacations, which is the oldest tour operator in the United States, it was formed in 1918, and originally was a regional coach operator doing day trips and short breaks in the New England, Niagara Falls, Pennsylvania area. It's developed over the last 20 years now into an international tour operator, has sales offices in Canada, the US, and in the UK, which is obviously my responsibility. And we operate tours to all 7 continents, including Antarctica. My own role is General Manager for the UK, so primarily that's sales and marketing, the source market to feed the Collette Vacations tours around the world. Obviously, we have various operational and documentation and legal requirements in the UK, which is also my responsibility. The trends for the touring market, I've been involved now for about 12 or 15 years in touring, and you used to be able to plan much better. People booked earlier, and you could see what your load factors were going to be and what your yields were going to be, and you could plan your offering accordingly. Like I'm sure in every other aspect of the industry, people are booking later and later, and we've trained them to expect stuff to be available later and later. So whereas a few years ago, people would book their holiday to Australia and New Zealand for £6,000 or £7,000 18 months in advance, although you still have that customer there, maybe it's the younger customer coming into the market that phones up 5 or 6 weeks out expecting that holiday to be available with the money and the desire to spend there and then. And it's quite challenging for us because obviously you have to have something on sale, you have to have something to offer that customer, but you don't want to end up running tours at lower loads and yields. For the wider industry in the UK, I'm certainly, how that applies elsewhere I'm not sure, is the whole grey area of consumer protection and the different challenges that presents. Government have recently tried to address that. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking that they haven't addressed it. It's caused an awful lot of work, and above all, the consumer has really no idea what's going on, and there's been an awful lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape created in order to make it clear and transparent to the consumer, but I'm sure that the consumer has no idea and is at risk for anyone who wants to take advantage of that. I think this is a global problem, is taxation on the tourism industry itself. It's seen as a soft target. It's never seen as a vote loser. They think they can get away with slipping in taxes here, there and everywhere, and whether it's a resort tax, a hotel tax, a car rental at the airport tax, or air passenger duty, certainly we're a net giver to governments throughout the world, and as tourism is going to grow and we want people to travel, I think that will become more and more of a problem, and I don't have any answers on how you address it. We need to lobby more strongly to convince governments that they'll actually make more money if people can travel more freely. I suppose I can only say what from my own experience, and right from when I was an overseas representative in a hotel in Tangiers in Morocco, I've always treated everyone the same, and I also treated them like I'd like to be treated. So whether it was the bellman in the hotel or the general manager of the hotel, I treated them both with the same respect. What's amazing is that you often got a lot more help from the bellman when you needed it than you ever did from the general manager, and I learnt from that, and I've kept that throughout my career. I'm someone who likes to go to new places every year. Really, I don't like to go back to the same place year after year. I don't mind relaxing. I can sit and read a book for 2 or 3 days, but I can no longer sit and read a book for 2 weeks. This year I did the Canadian Rockies, actually one of my own company's offerings, and it was fantastic. I loved it. Would I rush back? Probably not, because it was a fantastic destination, but I've been there and I've seen it, and there's so much more of the world I'd like to see. I find North America is my favourite destination because the quality and the delivery is consistent, but there's so much variety, and that it's not reliant on the weather. Wherever you are in North America, you can find something to do and something to fill your time, whereas on some Indian Ocean island or Caribbean island, if it's raining, what do you do?